Welcome back to episode 5. This is real life, and I'm with the amazing Alyssa. This is the final episode of this series. Make sure you watch the whole way through. There is a huge surprise at the end of this episode. You want to watch the whole way through. We go over Alyssa's progress physically, mentally, emotionally. We talk about how much weight she's lost, what she's learned going forward, what her plan is going forward. It's an amazing episode. You're going to want to watch the whole way through. Trust me on that. You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. All right, welcome back to YouTube. Welcome back. How you doing, Alyssa?
We're here. Good.
We're here. About 30 days ago, we sat at this table.
Yeah.
We met for the first time, and we spoke about your goals, your struggles, what you wanted to accomplish. We came up with a plan. Over this month, we went to the grocery store together, figured out what foods have high fiber, good amount of protein. We worked out together. We did barbell technique work. We did mobility work. We did strength work. We did arm work. We had fun with that. We went out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Spoke about how to enjoy your night out and how to handle eating out if you want on a fat loss phase. We've done all of this. And the most important part and the best part is we've developed an amazing friendship.
Yeah.
And it's just been an incredible month. There are many questions that people have that we're gonna answer towards the end of this video. We actually have a very big surprise at the very end of this video. So make sure you watch the whole way through. Trust me, you are not gonna wanna miss this surprise. Don't skip around, watch the whole video. What we're going to talk about first is I just want you to give an update of how you're feeling. How you're feeling, what has your progress been like? Progress mentally, physically, emotionally?
I feel more confident just in my workouts because with working out and not knowing if you have the right form or if you're doing something right. So having that ability to see, hey, actually you are doing this correctly, or hey, you need to tweak this for X, Y, and Z reasons. Then you have it on point. Like that's really helped me be able to not question myself in some areas of the gym.
Yep.
As far as the health side goes with like the nutrition, I think that's just been an overall game changer too, with just increasing things like fiber that I didn't know were so easy.
Do you think going forward, you will continue to track your calories?
Yeah, I think it'll continue to be like an 80-20.
Love that. What does 80-20 look like for you?
It really just depends on what I have going on. So, I mean, yesterday is actually a perfect example. I didn't know that I was actually going to be going on a happy hour with our boss, and like that kind of like threw a little curveball into like my dinner plans. I wasn't even planning on drinking. Like I don't really drink on school nights, you know? So I was like, okay, like this is a shift. But then I could have a full week where I don't have shit going on, and it just worked out where I tracked Monday through Sunday.
I love that.
And then it could be a month later and I'm in Cabo for 7 days and I'm not tracking shit.
Yes.
You know, like the biggest thing is you're always going to have those things going on.
Yes, always. This leads us to how much progress have you made?
If I did the exact number from January 1st to February 1st, it was actually 15 pounds.
15 pounds.
Yeah.
And you and I started, was it the 4th or something?
The 4th.
So from the 4th, how many pounds has it been?
9 and almost 9?
9-ish. Yeah, it's been 9 pounds.
9?
Today is 9 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. The scale fluctuations. This, I think, has been probably the most difficult thing for you. When people see these charts, especially at this point, like after a month, 2 months, 3 months, they just see where you start and where you are now. And they don't realize that every spike is an emotional moment. Were there moments where you're like, I don't know if this is working?
I think it's just like, it makes me feel, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Because it could be, you know, with you, maybe I'm 2 weeks in and then I have this spike and my weight jumped up to where I was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
You know, and then it would feel like that trend back down would take forever. And then I wouldn't get back down to maybe what my lowest point was.
Yep.
And then I would jump another 2 pounds up and I'm just like, this is bullshit.
You're like, motherfucker, it's not
Yeah.
working. It's very different in the moment. You weigh in,
Yeah.
you hit a low, and then all of a sudden you have a spike up. After 2 weeks of really hard work, you spike up back to the starting weight. And you're like, well, that's fucking weird. And you're like, okay, well, maybe it'll come back down tomorrow. And it doesn't go back down the next day. And then the next day it doesn't go back down. And then the next day it doesn't go back down. And then it goes slightly down. And this whole time you're being perfect. That's when people say this isn't working. But when you don't quit and when you keep going and when you just keep staying with it and stop judging your success or failure based off of any individual weight, that's when you start making progress. Seeing you just keep going has been the best part of all of it. Going forward, you and I, unfortunately, are not still going to be seeing each other twice a week, at least not for this.
Yeah.
If you want to come over, you're welcome over anytime.
Let's do it.
But in terms of your plans, in terms of continuing to make progress towards your goal, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to make any changes? Is there going to be a difference in your workout schedule, nutrition plan? Are you going to completely adjust your calories? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing because it's working. And I think, eventually, I think there will be a calorie adjustment eventually as I lose more weight, but that shouldn't be immediate. I don't think at any point in
That
time.
shouldn't be,
Even for the next 5 months, realistically.
that shouldn't be before you achieve your goal.
Right.
This calorie range should take you to the goal of that 47-pound weight loss from the beginning, now 37 pounds, 38 pounds. That should take you well through that. So people, this is actually an important topic. People are like, oh, when do I need to change my calories? And Mitch and I were actually talking earlier. We're going to make a whole YouTube video about that. Maybe that'll be the next one that we make about when to adjust your calories briefly and sort of how to adjust your calories. We'll talk about that in the next YouTube video. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on. We'll make a whole video about that. Most people think that they need to adjust their calories way before they actually do. And so I promise you that the numbers I've given you, the big range that we have, will last you well beyond this final goal of yours, or this current goal of yours. The only thing that might need tinkering is your workout. You have the workouts you've been following. The only thing that I would say is just when you decide to follow a program, stick with that one program for the duration of the program.
Right.
So in the Inner Circle, if it's a 4-week program, which that's what the monthly ones are, you start on week 1, you do it for 4 weeks, then you switch. Calories shouldn't change, protein shouldn't change, fiber shouldn't change. Everything else should be exactly the same, but workouts can change every month. There's a bug. Missed it. Now, let's talk about you achieve your goal, right? You achieve your goal. The ultimate goal was lose 47 pounds because that's what had to happen so you could use your eggs for IVF, correct?
Yeah.
That happens. You have a beautiful baby on the way, family's growing, all of that. Do you think once you get there, would you want to continue losing weight beyond that? Would you want to stay at that weight? What are your thoughts around that? And if you don't know, that's fine.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just going to be knowing whoa, where am I at pounds wise? Oh, this feels good.
Yep.
And kind of figuring it out as I go.
Yeah.
Because I think even the weight I'm at now, I haven't been at officially in at least 5+ years.
Wow.
So if I lose 20 more pounds, it'll be from 2014.
Yeah, wow.
So it's I don't even know what that feels like.
Yep.
And I think it's hard depending on how tall you are, what type of body you have. It's hard for me to give a specific number. And if I had to, I think it would just cool to be under the 2s.
Yeah.
And that could be 199.
Yeah. You've done such a great job. And I'm, again, very proud of you. And I'm not worried about you in the future. I'm not you're following an amazing lifestyle. You've made so many improvements and so many changes. The one area that I was concerned about, which we addressed, was you had the emotional responses to the scale fluctuations.
Yeah.
But I wasn't concerned about it. I was aware of it. I wasn't concerned because you didn't give up. That was the biggest thing. It's your response to the emotion that really matters.
One thing I've realized is that I'm in control of my consistency.
Yep.
To a very certain extent. I'm definitely not in control of the weight fluctuations. Those are normal, but I'm not in control at all.
At all.
But it's funny because the days when I'm when we went out to eat, you're hey, be ready. You're gonna, spike up. And I'm yeah, I know. I'm ready. And then
you were prepared for a big weight
I was ready.
spike.
And then it didn't happen. And obviously I was happy about that. But it's I was mentally ready for this.
For the one day I was ready for my weight to spike and then it went down.
Yeah.
And then the day after it continued to go down.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? You're mentally prepared for it. And you're you should have done it today because I was ready.
Because I was mentally ready for it.
But then it made it going down even better. And I actually meant to talk about that. The reason I think it went down is because you accepted it. You weren't stressed about it.
Yeah, that's very true.
When you get stressed, like we've spoken about, your body holds on to water. And then it literally cortisol increases and you can gain weight. You were so ready to accept the weight spike that you could enjoy dinner. You had fun, you relaxed, and then the weight went down.
Yeah.
The more stressed you get, the more the weight is gonna spike. Really quick, before we continue, if you've been following along in this journey and you've liked what you've seen me do with Alyssa, and you want help with your calories, with your protein, with your fiber, all of your nutrition, with your workouts, if you want help with it, you can join the Inner Circle right now. And I wanna be very clear, I haven't raised the price of the Inner Circle since 2017. I am raising the price, doubling the price within about 2 to 3 weeks of publishing this video. We have a brand new app coming out. The beta version is out now, so some members are using it to beta test. When we launch the full version of the app in a couple of weeks, the price is gonna double on that day that the new app comes out. So if you want to join the Inner Circle and have me help you with your training, your nutrition, and all of that, and have all the access to that same stuff that Alyssa has, join the Inner Circle right now. Do not wait, because the price is doubling in a couple of weeks. So make sure you join. The link is in the description of this video. I would love to have you in the Inner Circle. Once you join, you'll get in the Facebook group, you get all the information, and you will have access to the full app, the brand new app that we have in about 2 to 3 weeks once that launches. All right, we're gonna do Q&A now. We've got a lot of questions, so we're gonna try and do a little rapid fire Q&A between the two of us. You wanna go
Yes.
first? All right, you pick your question first.
Stephanie asks, how did this all begin? How did you both come together for the real life series?
You wanna tell the story?
Yeah, I can. Jordan had posted just a random Q&A. I was actually up like super late, just couldn't sleep, scrolling on Facebook. And believe it or not, I never actually have asked a question in this Q&A, because I'm like, this dude gets so many fucking questions. Like, I'm not wasting my time. I'll just wait for someone else to ask my question and then I'll read it, right? But I just happened to ask. I said, hey, like, I'm in the DFW area also, been following you for years. Like, can we get a workout in together?
You said, how can we get a fun workout in, I believe is what you said.
Yeah, like, let's just, it doesn't need to be serious. Like, let's just fucking lift and laugh.
Yeah. And then I had been talking with my wife about doing something like this series with someone, and you asked like the day after we had just been talking about it. So then I put on my story and I was like, actually, this is something I would like to do. Would you be interested? And then you replied saying like, yeah, I would. And just speaking, you're the only one I spoke to. Mm-hmm. And we got on the phone, but I didn't want to learn too much about you because I wanted everything to be authentic when I learned about you. So it was a very like surface level conversation.
Yeah.
And it just worked out. So got you on the phone. And then from there on, your communication was with Mitch, because I didn't want to ruin the learning something new about you that first time, because that first time is the most important.
We saved it all for camera.
Saved it all for camera, and that was it. And I think that the next question that many people have asked, why aren't we continuing? This is a 3-person show. Me, Alyssa, and Mitch behind the camera. And Alyssa drives an hour to get here 2 times a week. So that's 4 hours of driving at least every single week, not to mention the time together. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. I also think one of the major drawbacks of The Biggest Loser, for example, there were many big drawbacks of it, but one of the biggest ones is when there's cameras and lights and microphones and you're thinking about how other people are gonna be viewing you, it changes how you act. I want you to do this without the pressure that inherently comes with it, because that's when I think the real lifestyle really comes in. And I think we'll do updates. We'll get you back on the channel, however often, once a month, once every couple months, we'll get you back here. We'll do updates. All right, here's a good one. Michael Chambers, 1992 said, what has Alyssa found most difficult to keep up on her journey so far? In other words, what's been the most difficult part of all this?
I would say the most difficult part, honestly, comes from the mindset. I think just really having discussions with yourself on keep going can be really difficult. For me specifically, it's with the weight fluctuations and just understanding, hey, they're gonna have spikes and it can take a week or 2 weeks to come back down, and not giving up.
Yeah.
Okay, this dude just asks, is Alyssa seeing the results that she's hoping for? I would say, yeah. I think the biggest transitional thing that I'm going through right now is like, all of my clothes are fucking baggy and I haven't done anything about it. And I need to.
Okay, question. Sneakers and Pearls said, what surprised Alyssa the most about the process of working with you, Jordan?
As far as like my learning intake and just like absorbing everything that you've been teaching me, the thing I was surprised about the most was how hard I am on myself. That would be like realizing like, you're like, chill the fuck out. Like, you're doing this right. And I'm like, oh, like I am? Or like, hey, like you're doing X, Y, and Z almost right. You just got to do this one other thing. Like that was monumental for me because I think I've continuously been questioning myself on everything.
Yep.
And then, you know, I've mentioned this quite a few times, but just Jordan in general, how he is on camera in every single one of his videos is exactly how he is off camera. I feel like I got bit. I'm like,
that's what I feel like.
bug.
I feel like this fucking mosquito.
But how he is on camera is exactly how he is off of camera. I think like you really can't find more of a genuine person. And whenever I, you know, on the internet came across Jordan, that's for me one of the things that instantly connected me with him. Like I, of course, always thought like, oh my God, if I ever met this dude, we'd be fucking friends. But his content was just so real and not bullshit.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
This mosquito is torturing
Dude,
us.
I think, I don't know.
It's just the thought of getting bit that really sucks. Farm Girl Heart said, what is an exercise you loathe, but you do it anyway because it works? Bulgarian split squats are like the worst. Yeah, the worst. Like the worst from the perspective of the thing I hate most in terms of any exercise is quad burn. Quad burn, I hate. My wife loves quad burn. She hates hamstring burn. So Bulgarian split squats really burn the quads, but they're just such a great exercise, so I do them, but I fucking hate them.
I'm gonna go with lunges.
Okay, yep.
Walking lunges, not walking lunges.
Reverse, static.
Lunges.
Yeah.
Pisses me off, but they work.
They work.
Okay, Katie asks, how has your self-talk shifted? What is the biggest Alyssa, you're awesome moment you've had for yourself? I think the biggest Alyssa, you're awesome moment that I've had, honestly, for me was hitting that 50-pound goal. And that's a huge goal, right? Like I've been trying to get to that since March of last year. It's huge, it took forever. That felt impossible to me. Now I feel like I can accomplish anything. Like now I'm like, if I can get through that, I can do anything. And I've always been someone, just like you're doing now, that's watching someone else's weight loss story. And I'm like, fucking cool. Love that for you. I can't do that. And I'm fucking doing it. And like, I just want to reiterate, like, there's no difference between me or you. Like, I am just a normal girl. I work my 8 to 5. I get my workouts in. I eat good food. I drink sometimes and I laugh. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I know I personally owe Alyssa a huge thank you for being willing to do this, investing all this time, all this effort, and we will bring her back on the channel. We will do updates with her, but more importantly, now Alyssa and I are just gonna hang out as friends off camera because she's fucking awesome. So if you don't follow Alyssa, make sure you do. We'll put her Instagram handle here and here and here and here. Make sure you go follow her. She will, I'm sure, update as best she can on her Instagram. Maybe she'll get a YouTube as well, but go follow her on Instagram. Make sure you give her a huge thank you. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and remember every video, I pick 3 people to win a free month in the Inner Circle. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and remember, the price of the Inner Circle is doubling in a couple of weeks once the new app fully launches. So if you want to get in and stay in at the lowest price, get in right now. Link is in the show notes or in the description. Thank you so much, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Do you have any final words that you'd like to have for the channel?
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of this journey with Jordan. It's definitely taught me so much. You know, on camera, off camera, there's been so much more too. And on top of that, just the support from you guys. That's something I never expected. There's so many of you that are in my corner from different countries, different states, all these different things, and just cheering me on like we've been best friends for years. And I am overwhelmingly so appreciative of that. And it's been carrying my motivation to continue this. And I can't thank each of you enough.
I love that. We're gonna end the video here, but before we do, there's a little surprise that for those of you who watched the whole way through, will be very excited to see. So you'll see that in 3, 2, 1. So one thing we wanted to say is Old Abe has been very appreciative to how great of an aunt you've been to her.
Old Abe, I love Old Abe.
But we were wondering, do you accept the auntie role for Old Abe?
Yes, of course. What an honor.
But then do you also accept the role of the new baby auntie that
Wait, really?
she's pregnant with? Yeah.
Oh, you should have told me that after.
What?
That's so exciting.
We love you. Another girl. Are you gonna be a big sister?
Oh.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
I was like, you could have told me after. You're gonna be a big sister?
Are you gonna be a big sister?
That's so exciting.
Yay!